Happy Friday, Malachi. You made it. It's the end of the week, and we are so happy to be with you today. So let's go ahead and let's get started with today's lesson.
Awesome.
All right, so today we are talking about what is empathy and how can we use it.
Exactly. So we have our Bitmojis here that we love to use.
We do.
And we're so happy to have you back in class. So I put, yay, it's you.
And I'm waving right on the side of it. So we're just super happy that we're here today.
We're just going to start off with some happies and crappies of this week. So with your journal that you have with you at your desk, we gave you 2 prompts, and one is what is one good thing that has happened to you this week, and that will be your happy.
And then what is one not so good thing that has happened to you this week? And that can be, that goes hand in hand with your crappy of the week.
Mr. Barnes, do you have a good thing that's happened to you this past week?
So my happy for this past week would have to be, so yesterday was Thursday. I was able to get dinner with my family. So
that's amazing.
How about you?
My happy is for this week is that I was able to work out every day this week. I forced myself to.
That is dedication right there.
I know.
Wow. What would a crappy be?
Maybe just having to get up extra early to work out.
That's hard. That's hard. So.
Yeah. Do you have a crappy?
A crappy for my week would be, well, it's snowing right now, and we are officially in March, and
yes.
I consider that to be spring, so I don't know what Mother Nature is doing, but she needs to get her act together.
Come on. Okay,
Learning objectives. Yep, so first bullet point, we will know why it is important to have empathy for another person.
And we will understand how to write a letter to another person.
And we will be able to show empathy through the writing of a letter to the main character of Kindness for Weakness. And to start, we would like to have a better understanding of what empathy is. What is empathy, we are asking?
So we kind of came up with some definitions to share with you to give you an example of what empathy is. So our first one is to be able to understand how someone else feels in a specific situation.
And a second definition that Ms. Barker and myself came up with is putting ourselves in someone else's shoes. So yeah, and now we are going to direct you to watch this YouTube video. We want you to watch these students from Chicago come up with their own definitions of empathy. So go ahead, pause our presentation, and play the YouTube clip.
So now that you have watched the video and you kind of have a better understanding of what empathy means, we want to hear from you now. So in your journal, we want you to write your own definition, so your own words of what you think empathy means.
And Malachi, feel free to use the information you learned from viewing the video. What did the Chicago students talk about? How did they define empathy? What kind of milestones did they come to? That's a lot. You don't have to, I don't want you to feel pressured, but I just want you to get thinking about how you would define empathy. So, and you can also reference the 2 definitions that Ms. Parker and I provided.
And again, you can pause the video and complete that right now.
So we want you to imagine the following. We are providing you with a real life scenario. Our first bullet point is, you are a friend of James, main character of Kindness for Weakness. You have been just informed of his current situation. Being arrested, going to Morton, etc.
All the stuff that you've read last night.
As James's friend, you want to see how he is doing.
So, in a form of a letter, we want you to please write to James. So remember the first day of class, Monday, we gave you an intro letter introducing ourselves in the classroom, and it's in your white folder. We want you to take that out and use that as a guide to help you write your own letter to James. So you just want to model it, the structure, heading, body, ending. And if you have any questions at all during this time, please feel free to raise your hands or come up to Mr. Barnes or I, and we'll be happy to help you.
Yeah. So basically just use that first introduction letter that we had both written you on your very first day as a model to write your own letter to James. And once you are all done with your letter to James, go ahead and please get the attention of either myself or Miss Barker here, and by raising your hand.
So yeah, once you get our attention, we are going to read your letter with you and just give you some verbal feedback on your writing to James and your thinking and all that good stuff.
So is it this big one that makes us big?
That makes us bigger. If we want to stop sharing real quick, we can just come back into here.
And then is it like this? Yes.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
awesome.
I love it. Okay. So I guess in closing, Malachi, we just want to thank you very much for working with us and being such an excellent student. We are so fortunate to have you as part of our classroom community. We hope that we are ensuring a warm and welcoming environment for you.
We're just so happy to have you and so happy that you're able to join our class. You've been doing amazing this week and we've seen so much growth, and we just can't wait to keep working with you and getting to know you. And yeah, so we hope you have an amazing weekend and we look forward to seeing you next week.
Bye, Malachi.
Bye.
Happy Friday.
Woo.